Hi guys, this is a template I've made to create some kind of inside phone animation like that. So basically it's really easy to use. There seems to be many layers like that, but it's all animated by the same remote for slider control I made there. It's just keyframes, so whenever you're ready to pop a new text you just adjust the keyframes so that the slider itself is going to move depending on when you need it. And everything is linked to that slider because I've parented every layers, every text, every bubbles to the same slider. So if you would have to change the bubbles or change like any part of what's happening before the remote control, then just make sure you always keep it connected to the remote for slider here by parenting it with this little parenting thing here. I don't know how to call it, this little cord. Just make sure that the number is right here. Basically it's like separated in different sections. So there's a top here, you can go in the top section, and in the top section you can change the name of your friend. So let's say your friend's name is not Sandra, obviously, and you can call him whatever his name is or her name is. So this is for the top section. Let's say this one here, in Love Already, you could go in your character control and just your text, you can just write something else. Okay, so let's add something new to it. So I tried to separate it with adjustment layers with text on it, so you can see different sections. It's kind of hard to organize it better than that. So here's the previous messages section. So this is all the text that I wrote to have something that happened before between Sandra and the person who's writing. And then I also added at some point a date and when it happened, what time, and I put a line there that you can also remove. You can replace everything, you can change the time, change the date, you can add more. Okay, so we're gonna add something new here. So Sandra wrote ha, and now we're gonna write something else. So we have to go in under the active text section. So I'm just going to take my text tool. I chose to use Helvetica regular at 15, but you can change the text if you want. So what should we write? Okay, so we have our text, and the text is gonna go on top, so I normally just alt and open bracket, so it's going to start there, and I'm just going to put it where I need it, so in this case here. And now we want it to animate so that when I write or the person writes, then it looks like I'm writing. So the effect I'm going to add is animate in typewriter. So if you don't know where it is in your effects, you just type in typewriter here, and then you're gonna be able to find it. You just drag it on top, and if we play it, ta-da! Goes there, so she starts writing there maybe. Okay, so it should stop here, we shouldn't see it anymore, so I'm just going to add close bracket, and my position here, I'm gonna add a keyframe. So I'm gonna add a keyframe on my slider position, and the position right after, I'm going to move the position of my remote for slider and put it upwards. So it's gonna give me some room to add the new bubble. Okay, now I need to add a new bubble to it. So just pick any bubble that is gray. So this one is gray, and it's almost the same size as what we need. So I'm just going to duplicate it, bring it. So I'm just going to alt open bracket, and now I'm gonna place it where it's supposed to pop. So now you see that it's at the same place as the other one, and we want it to be at around this place. So I'm just making sure that it's selected. For now I can unlink it so it's not parented to my remove first slider for now. So I'm just going to take the arrow that goes down and make it go down. I could also go in the position settings and change it manually. Okay, so now we're going to go in our text here and Control All, copy, and we're going to make a new text layer and we're going to paste it. And we are going to move the position of our text too with the same thing. You can go in position or you can do it with the arrow as long as your text layer is selected. Okay, what does it look like? Seems to be in the middle. Maybe just... So open, I made Alt open bracket. Okay, where are you? Hey. Good, so now we have our bubble and our text. And we have one more step to do. We have to make sure that it does not move by itself, that it's linked to the remote for slider. So we're gonna take this little swirl here and we're going to parent it to the remote. Same thing for this one. So now if I decide to move it, it's all going to be one big block of text, and that's what we want. So let's see what it does. And let's say that now Sandra wants to send us a picture. We need to make a keyframe for position. And one keyframe after, we're gonna place it up to put a thumbnail for the picture. Would probably be faster to just move the position of it like that. But yeah. Now we need a bubble to put the picture in. A green bubble. So... Haha! Okay. Oh my god. So we have a green bubble. So now we go back there. And we're going to... So I just duplicated it. Now I do Alt open bracket to make sure that my layer starts there. And I'm going to go in my settings and change the position of it. Yeah, it's so much faster than if I do it with the arrow. I have to stop being lazy. Okay, so now we have this shape here. You can make it as big as you need. Like right now it's kind of too big. Like that. Should be big enough for a picture, I guess. Okay. A random picture on my computer. And obviously it's way too big, so you can take the corner. And if you want to keep the proportion, you just start moving it, and then you press Shift. So then you can move it, and it's going to keep the same proportions. So now you see that it's kind of too large for the picture, so you can place it where you want it. And we're going to resize our bubble. I think that's good. So we can go back in our bubble. We want our picture to go up here too, so I'm just making sure that my layer here is selected, the layer of the picture, and Alt open bracket. So now it's going to only start there. So here the picture won't be there. And the bubble here is too big, so let me just resize it. Okay, so now it should fit. So let's see what it does. And then she sends a random picture of a lion under the sea. So let's do it again. Let's just add something else, and maybe she could ask why she sends her a lion. Okay, and we just need to create new text. So if you want to write a bigger text like that, obviously it doesn't fit all in the space, so you'll have to move the position of your text layer. So now I'm going to, I just zoomed in with my mouse, like the middle button of my mouse. I'm going to add the animation to the text, so we add the typewriter effect to our layer. So when it goes on the other line, I'm going to open my layer for the text, go in transform. I'm going to click the little clock here to put a keyframe for my position. Put it up. So that the next line is going to show at the right place. Kind of too long. So here it should go under again. So I'm just going to move it. So that's the same position. I'm going to move it 1 frame forward. I'm gonna put it up again. And now you obviously saw that this is not supposed to be there. So if your text is too long, I've made a section that's called top bottom. So just make sure that you drag your text layer under this. So it's going to hide it. So when the text is going to change, you're not going to see it on top now. So now again, just make sure that the image and the bubble and the text and everything is linked to the remove for slider by parenting it. Once you made sure of it, you can now make some space for your new text. I'm going to add the text that I've copied. What's that, lol? Oh my god! Are you going where I think you're going? Yeah, girl! And now we need a gray bubble. Okay, so just Control D, duplicate. Then I'm just going to go in transform position, move it down. And open bracket to start it there. So that should be working. Let's see. We just need to make sure that those two layers here are now connected, the remote control. So then layer 19. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope it helped you, and I hope you're gonna use it in your commercial projects or whatever project you have. Like, it's free, just use it. And have a super great night, and thank you.